Hello, my name is Fiona, and I'm a certified teacher and a Praxis coach with Study.com. Are you planning to take the Special Education Core Knowledge Mild to Moderate Applications exam? This is Praxis Test Code 5543. Praxis 5543 covers multiple subject areas for preschool to grade 12. This problem set includes questions from the subtopic of planning and the learning environment. Let's review the types of questions you can expect to encounter on the exam. Question number 1. A high school teacher is arranging the classroom for the new academic year. To encourage interaction amongst students, the teacher should arrange the desks in which of the following ways? In a circle facing the center, in a horseshoe shape, in rows facing the front of the classroom, or in groups or clusters. When setting up a classroom, rows of desks facing the front are not ideal for student interaction, as this setup is teacher-centered. So let's eliminate that. Desks in a circle encourage discussion, but can be impractical for large classes and group work. So let's rule that out as well. A horseshoe shape allows for some interaction, but still focuses attention on the front. So we can also cross that out. The best arrangement is in groups or clusters, which fosters collaboration and communication, making it easy for students to work together on projects and discussions. Therefore, in groups or clusters is the correct answer. Question number 2. A teacher is developing a lesson on the different parts of speech for each day of the week. Which of the following approaches would be the best approach in ending each lesson? Allotting extra learning time, focusing on connecting that lesson's key concepts to that which the students will learn next, developing some type of reflective activity, or providing students with high-risk activities so they can showcase their learning. Allotting extra learning time might seem beneficial, but can lead to student fatigue and lower engagement. So let's rule that one out. High-risk activities can create pressure and anxiety, discouraging participation. So we can also cross that out. While connecting key concepts to future lessons helps with continuity, it may not provide immediate insights or consolidate learning. So we can cross that out also. The best approach is developing reflective activities. These encourage students to think about and internalize what they've learned, promoting deeper understanding and retention. Thus, developing some type of reflective activity is the correct answer here. Question number 3. The elements of effective learning objectives are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. Specialized, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-based. Specialized material, actionable, realistic, and outcome-specific. Or specific, material, achievable, realistic, and outcome-specific. When discussing effective learning objectives, we all think of the acronym SMART. That said, we can eliminate the bottom two as they do not fit into that acronym. Now let's be more specific. Specialized, material, actionable, realistic, and outcome-specific is not ideal because these terms do not cover all essential aspects. Similarly, specific, material, achievable, realistic, and outcome-specific is also incorrect because material is not a standard criterion. Specialized, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-based is also wrong because specialized and actionable are not standard terms. so we can also cross that out. The correct elements are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. These cover all necessary aspects, ensuring objectives are precise, quantifiable, attainable, aligned with goals, and time-bound. And therefore, that is the correct answer. Question number 4. Which of the following is the best example of an effective measurable objective? Henrique will be able to pass the class with a grade average of 75% or more. Margie will maintain focus in her science class. Juan will build upon his current understanding of two-digit multiplication, or Jackie will be able to spell sight words with 90% accuracy. The objective, Henrique will be able to pass the class with a grade average of 75% or more, is too broad and does not specify particular skills or knowledge, making it hard to measure specific progress. So that is not correct. Margie will maintain focus in her science class, is vague and subjective, and lacks a clear metric for measurement. So we can eliminate that also. Juan will build upon his current understanding of two-digit multiplication, lacks precision and a measurable outcome, making progress assessment difficult. So that too we can rule out. The best example is Jackie will be able to spell sight words with 90% accuracy because it is specific, measurable, and sets a clear performance standard that can be objectively assessed. Thus, it is the correct answer. I trust I was able to clarify the types of questions you will find about the subtopic of planning and the learning environment for the Praxis 5543 exam. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel so that with Study.com's help, you will feel well equipped and well prepared on exam day. Bye for now.